Hello guys, welcome to this first tutorial of Excel Waymaker. On our last voice note, we all agreed that we are going to follow up the lessons through this channel, and I believe by the grace of God it shall meet the objectives, the purpose for which we all came together. Like I always love to start with the slogan, we have a God, I am what he says I am, I have what he says I have, I can do what he says I can do. Today I will learn something new. I boldly confess, my mind is alert, my heart is receptive, I will never be the same in Jesus' name. That being said, we can jump right into Excel. On this first tutorial, I'm just going to elaborate a bit on what we discussed last time using the voice note. If you quite remember, I talked about Excel workbook and Excel worksheets. When you open the application, like I said, the first interface, what you see is the Excel workbook, and this workbook has the name book 1 by default. Has the name book 1. Open another Excel workbook, you will see the name will be book 2. That's Control N shortcut to do that. The name is book 2. So this is a workbook, and in this workbook we have Excel worksheet. If you quite remember what I said by default for 2016 you have one sheet open as default, but for the previous version of Excel you have sheet 1, 2 and 3. And note that you must have at least one visible sheet, at least one open worksheet in your workbook. If not, Excel will give you an error. For instance, if I try to delete this worksheet, it tells me a workbook must contain at least one visible worksheet. So that's it. You can increase the worksheet, you can rename the worksheet by double clicking on it and naming it whatever you want, or you right click and you take rename and name it whatever you want, depending on you, depending on what you're building. It's very dynamic, user friendly. Alright, you quite remember on the tutorial which was voice note, yeah, I told you I'm going to show you how to get to the last row and the last column of each Excel worksheet. I still have that at the back of my mind. I'm going to show you. Be patient, tie your belt. The journey is long and comfortable. Alright, if you look keenly, you discover that you have the file menu here. That's the first thing. The file menu, we have the home tab, the insert tab, the page layout tab, the formulas, data, review and view. I probably know some people will say, you talked of the developer tab. Where is it found? I haven't seen it on my computer, neither have I seen it on your screen. Well, normally, since it is the developer, as the name implies, it is mostly for developers, not just for Excel users, but for Excel developers, those who want to use Excel to build other applications. Like we said, I'm going to show you how to insert or how to add a developer tab. So I have 3 things to show you on this tutorial: how to move to the last row, the last column, and how to insert the developer tab. As for other things which we discussed last time using the voice note, all you need to do is to be used to Excel, open it, understand the interface. Know that if I click on the home tab, the home, just like your home, what you need on daily basis is in your home. Anything you want to see, go to the home. Things to use often, go to the home. You will see it there. That's just it. The naming is in such a way that what you want to do is in line with what you are thinking in your head. You want to insert a picture, go to insert. These are pictures. insert pictures, insert shapes. You just ask yourself, what do you want to do? I want to insert. You go to the insert tab. I want to format the page. Go to the page layout, page margins, print area. This is a very important function, a very important thing to understand here, because some people, when they type using Excel to print, is always a problem because you need to set the print area, and we're going to see that in due time. You want to insert a formula. It is there. Data validation, text to columns. If anything you think of doing with data, raw data, you want to do, what do you want to do with data? Just think of it and it is there. Review, view, that's just it. It is very friendly. Ask yourself what you want to do and think of where it can be found. But the thing is, the more you are used to it, the more it becomes easier to use. So that's just it about the interface. I would like you to really take much of your time. Just click on things, see what they do, try things out. Because if we are taking time just to teach the interface, I bet you it's going to be a whole book on its own, and the volume of the book will be so much that I don't know if people will even be willing to read such a book. Alright, but that notwithstanding, everything is a gradual process. Start from the home tab, cut, copy, format, painter, font, alignment, number, style, cells, editing. Some of them have these small arrows beside. When you click, you have more options. Just try to click on things. You even pass by with your mouse pointer over it. It gives you a hint. Format, change the row height or column, width, organize sheets, or protect or hide cells. It tells you what it can do. So it teaches you. Excel itself is a teacher. It's a teacher. So just become used to it. Know it. Understand it. Know where things are hidden. Know how to unhide things. And that's the basic. That's a big step into using Excel. Alright. Quick into the promise. I'm going to show you how to go to the last cell to the right and to the last cell down. Alright. To see the last column, you simply press Control right arrow. That is it. XFG. Control right arrow. It takes you to the last column. You want to see the last row, Control down arrow, and that is it. That is the last row in Excel. As easy as that. So you need to understand that when referencing cells, they are not the same with the previous versions of Excel. So you have to bear that at the back of your mind. Being you a developer or whatever you're doing with Excel, make sure that the cell number you're referencing can be accessible to all other Excel applications, previous versions, or otherwise to make it clearly known to the user that the application only supports Excel this version. That is it. Now talking about the developer, for my programmers who are so anxious, if you want to see the developer tab, you simply come here, you right click on any tab there, and you take customize the ribbon. You come down here and you check the developer tab, click on OK, and that is it. Now you have a new tab here, the developer tab. So for my programmers, this is where you focus much. This will be your main concern, and I believe for you to be working on this area I know obviously you must have worked with the front face and known most, and by now you must have known most of the things. So it's a gradual process now. For those who are still behind, there's no rush. It's a gradual process. We all are going to reach here. Alright, to see what the developer tab can do, simply click on Visual Basics, and I bet you, I'm sure many people have never known that Excel has something like this. But like I said, don't bother, we're going to get here. We're going to get here in the long run. not short run, long run. It is a gradual process. That being said, I believe we all have seen the interface and we have known what Excel is all about. So it depends on you now. Take time, understand it, master it, use it on daily basis, and it will become part of you. If you are just joining us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and to hit on the notification button and receive all our new videos. We look forward to meeting you again in our next tutorial.